undercharging is actually going to repel the clients that you really want. So premium buyers are going to use price as an actual signal for quality.
Welcome to Duo On Air, where we help you get seen, remembered, and wildly obsessed over by your audience. We're your hosts, Abby
and Courtney, a pair of ex-agency besties who ditched the cubicles, the Minneapolis skyways, and the corporate jargon for work that matters, with people who inspire us every day. Today, we're a women-powered marketing agency serving brands worldwide, bringing those big agency results without the corporate price tag.
Around here, it's all about what actually grows your business: branding, SEO, websites, and navigating the real-life ups and downs of building a dream while raising tiny humans. We're moms, wives, and best friend business partners in the trenches with you, making the hard stuff feel easy and a whole lot more fun.
So pour a fresh cup, get comfy, because you're exactly where you need to be.
Let's duo this.
Welcome back to the Duo On Air podcast. This is episode number 223. And actually, before we get into this episode, we're going to just take a moment to talk about our summer schedule.
Yes, because we've failed to tell you about this.
So we kind of sat down and had a little heart-to-heart moment and realized, what does everyone want out of their summer? And they want more summer days back, right? It's super short. So we decided that we have so many podcasts. I mean, this is episode number 223. There's over 200 episodes to binge and so much good content in there that we are going to drop 2 new podcasts a month throughout the summer. And then one will be with us. So fun little episode like this. Another one will be with a guest. And then we will be showing some of our favorite past episodes in the weeks that we are not recording a new one.
Yes.
So the fun thing is we've been slowly taking these episodes and bringing them to YouTube. So if you are more of a video podcast person, you can tune in there because we'll be bringing those old episodes new into YouTube. Does that make sense?
It makes sense if you don't think about it.
If you don't, just don't think. And it's summer, so we are just gonna, take cruise along and bring you some fun new things and also take a little break because everyone deserves a little break.
And we're already halfway through June.
I know. So this is your reminder too that if you need to take a little break in your business creating content, freaking do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because life is short. So
oh gosh, I kind of went dark.
You know those reels where it's like you only have 18 summers with your kids.
I knew you were going to say that.
I think that's BS though. That's not real. I still spend summers with my mom, so it's fine.
Yeah. Shut up, Instagram.
It's so dumb. But anyways, we just thought we'd share that here first because last week we failed to let you all know that there was an episode, and depending on when this one is dropping. So
yeah. We're kind of all sorts of confused. But,
I know.
We'll figure it out.
It is. So anyways, now today we wanted to talk about pricing because this is kind of a conversation that everyone hates to have, and we stress out about this all the time. Specifically, I would say this impacts both product and service providers, but more specifically service providers because it's so easy to discount ourselves without even realizing it.
I do it all the time. I literally have to run everything by Abby because I'm just like, how about we do this package for $7? And she's like, okay, Courtney, try again. I think I'm just really bad. Like, I have never been great with numbers, and Abby knows this and she's trying to help me. But
I mean, even if you are great with numbers, it doesn't matter. It's like pricing is such an emotional thing.
It's emotional.
Yeah.
But you also, you need to be charging worth your value, obviously, but also you want people to, invest in you too. It's a struggle. It's a really hard thing to nail down.
It really is. So I think we've all had these feelings of you spend hours on a proposal, you write down everything you're going to do, and then try to calculate the value of what that's going to be to get to a number. And then you question, is this number too high? Are they going to say no? Maybe just to be safe, I should drop the number a little bit. And that is kind of like the process that we all go through when we're creating any type of custom proposals. Even if you're not doing a custom proposal, but you have a package and you just got off an awesome inquiry call, you're super excited about the project, but they're on the fence because they might not be able to afford it. And you're sitting there like, well, I really want it. Maybe
Just
if I give them a discount,
yes,
they'll do it, you know?
Oh, we've been there. We've had those combos.
Oh, 1,000%. And usually those types of projects don't pan out to be our favorite.
Usually at the end of it, you're like, well, probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, there's a reason why. So really, the thing is that this kind of spiral isn't a pricing problem. It's really a brand positioning problem. And so we want to talk about this today because no one wants to talk about it. No one wants to talk about this like reason why we're in these spirals in the first place. So we're going to walk through that.
So why pricing is really a brand problem in disguise. Most pricing advice that we see out there treats it as a math problem. How long does it take you to execute this project? And then you kind of back into it, right? Which sounds like the right way to do it. And I'm glad it's not because I don't solve math very well. So also when Abby's like, how long does it take you to do a project? I'm like, girl, I don't know. I just go, you know? So your brand positioning sets your pricing ceiling. So a few examples here is if your brand looks like a $500 brand or like somebody built it in Canva or it's just really quick and you didn't think about it and you have no positioning, you are going to struggle to charge $3,000 for your services, no matter how good your work is. It doesn't matter if you're the best brand designer out there. If your brand and your positioning looks super cheap, there's no way you can charge $3,000 for it. You can't charge a premium price if your brand itself doesn't look premium. And then the stranger on the street test. So if someone only saw your website and Instagram, what would they guess you charge? Because that is a big brand problem right there too. If they went to your website, if they went to your Instagram, if they saw your brand somewhere online, your digital home, wherever it is, how much do you think that they think that you would charge?
Yeah, it's like I say this all the time when people come in for SEO is that we sometimes struggle to have the conversation about what comes first, SEO or branding, because it really does depend. But there are lots of times people come in, they're dead set on SEO. They're like, this is what I need.
Yep.
And they're a luxury photographer. They're a luxury trip planner. They're, like luxury anything really. And then you look at their website and you realize that they have never spent a good chunk of money on branding. They've never spent money to figure out their brand strategy and their voice. They've DIY'd their website. Like, I know we all need to start somewhere, but if you are in the luxury space,
premium luxury,
like there's
high
only
end.
so much a keyword can do for you.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, when someone lands on your website, they need to feel like they're in this elevated, luxurious experience. And if they feel that way, then they automatically win your trust. And so it's that game of like, are you showing that you are worth what you're offering from a price point?
And sometimes that investment into your branding to figure out your positioning, your voice, your visuals, and making sure that you meet that high end brand look and feel so you can attract that same high end customer. That's where investing in your business, again, even if it's a little hard at this time, I mean, we offer payment plans. People probably can be flexible when it comes to stuff like that versus just giving you a discount. So that's where investing in your brand is so important, especially like Abby said, if you're in this industry where you're trying to look and attract premium clients. And it's going to pay off because those premium clients who do have money, who are willing to spend it on you, if they see and can trust in your brand because you do look premium and you do look authentic and real and legit within whatever space you're in, then it's a no-brainer. They're going to sign up with you and you're going to make your money back.
Yeah. And that's why it's so hard to showcase ROI of branding, because
it's so hard.
The ROI of branding is trust. Like and it's not necessarily like a tangible revenue metric that you can mark, but it makes such a difference when someone lands on your website and they feel like if you were willing to invest in your brand and put the money in it because you believe in yourself and you trust in yourself and you trust in your business, that confidence is what makes other people trust you with their business.
Yes.
And that is what you are doing when you're rebranding. So let's talk through why we have 3 different fear-based pricing patterns. And when we were outlining these were we've done all of these. Every single one of these patterns we've fallen into the trap of. And I think it's almost like you need to take a moment to actually realize that you're in this fear-based pattern before you can step out of it. And once you understand what the patterns are, then next time you go to share a proposal or pitch your offerings or sell your services, you can catch yourself being like, oh, this is what I'm doing. I need to get myself out of this, and I need to understand my true worth. So the first one is really this kind of race to the bottom, where you are going to keep lowering your prices in order to stay competitive. So this usually happens because you are going to be afraid that someone cheaper will win the client. And there's always going to be someone who is willing to charge less than you. And again, like we said before, those clients that are at those rock bottom prices tend to be the hardest people to work with.
They need more communication. They need more hand holding. They need more videos, more meetings. They need more clarity because sometimes they just don't understand it. So it usually is those ones where you know, maybe if you're charging less, you are actually going to be spending more time and energy and resources because they typically end up being a little bit harder to work with.
Yeah. So, and this is why you're exhausted. This is why your business exhausts you, because you're constantly fighting this bottom price point.
And we've been there a couple times where we've done this thing. And by the end of the project, I or Abby will look at each other and be like, well, we lost a lot of money on that project, actually, which that hurt us in the end.
You end up, it ends up costing you more.
You. Yeah. By giving a discount, it ends up actually costing
time, sanity, everything. We actually had a really, really large project recently come through, and it was something where it was like back in the agency days where we go in and we pitch it and like all of that kind of stuff. And we sat in that meeting and we said, if you are looking to do things in like the cheapest, fastest way possible, we're not your people.
Yeah, we straight up said, we're not the cheapest, we're not the quickest.
And ultimately, that's kind of who they went with.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So we ended up losing that project, and we did put some time and money into pitching it because it was going to be a massive project. And it was worth our time to like go through that and decide like, okay, do we want to do things like this moving forward? Do we not? But we really didn't feel bad about that loss at the end of the day. It wasn't like, dang it, why didn't we get that? Because we were going in with confidence, and the CEO in the meeting respected that. He was like, no one pitched us this kind of idea. And like, he very much respected what we shared with them because it was above and beyond what they asked for. And ultimately, they wanted to do things
a little cheaper, a little quicker.
Spending less money and moving faster, and not quite the same vision, which is fine. Because if we would have said yes to that project, we would have buried our team.
Oh, for sure. we would have all been burnt out by the end of it, for sure.
It's not
or
worth
halfway through it or whatever.
Yeah. And I think that's another perspective that you can have when you are doing this process is if you don't have a team, I want you to think about what would it be like to say yes to this project if I did have a team? Because it's really easy for you to bury yourself because for some reason, we don't value ourselves as much, right? But when you have a team, you sit and think about like, oh, I don't want to do that to them.
I have to protect my team's time, my team's sanity, my team's mental load. Yeah.
So even if you don't have a team, I want you to think of yourself.
You are the team.
Yeah, you are the team. And like think about, okay, so if I was taking this project and I had someone working under me, would I still accept this project? Would I accept it and have them work on it? And if the answer is no, like you wouldn't, and don't think about just anyone because, you know, if you think about like your worst enemy, you'd be like, yeah, I give them that project.
I'm going to bury them.
Think about like your best friend.
Think about your family.
Yeah. Think about your family.
Like they're your team too.
Yeah.
And like, would you do that to them?
Yeah.
And like, think of yourself as if I do this, I'm taking time away from them. I'm taking some of my mental sanity away from myself. Yeah. So there may not be an I in team, but there's a me. Okay?
Right. So number one is that race to the bottom. Number two is that what will they say yes to? We play this game in our head of not delivering the actual value the product is worth or the service or the offering is worth. And instead we think of what will this person pay And that changes with every conversation. And it ultimately means you don't value the service that you have because you're just changing it person by person by person. So eventually you're negotiating against yourself because you don't actually know what they're going to pay. You're just guessing. You're just making assumptions. And you might quote $2,000 for one client and $1,500 for another because it's not because that scope is different, but it's because you are making a judgment call based on the conversation that you have.
So again, you're kind of trying to win them by giving them this like slight discount, but your scope isn't changing. You're still doing the same amount of work where you would have typically charged client A, but client B you're changing because the conversation was a little different.
Yeah. So if one of them seemed less certain on that inquiry call, and then that is causing you to undervalue your work because of their uncertainty, which that's not fair. That's not fair to the offerings that you have.
Right. And it's kind of not fair to them either because it could, again, end up being a harder relationship, a harder client relationship. And it's not that Abby and I ever really show frustration with our clients because we have amazing clients like 99% of the time. But if it gets to a place where they are expecting more or it's not what they expected or, you're doing more work than they're paying for or things creep out of scope, that relationship, everything like that starts to strain that relationship and clients can feel that sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's not just a bad experience for you sometimes, but it can ultimately end up being a bad experience for them also.
Yeah. And then finally, the last one is copying your competitors blindly. So we've all done this where we go see what so-and-so is charging and then we charge the same thing. And I understand that sometimes you have to go do a little bit of research to see what's out there to understand what your baseline is and understand like, okay, where am I sitting? Am I sitting in like, let's see the range of what people are offering, the high to the low end. Am I a medium service? Am I someone who's positioning myself as luxury and need to be more on the high end? Like I understand that perspective, but you need to go into it with a strategy. You need to go into it thinking, oh, I'm just like you don't want to think I'm just like so-and-so. I'm just going to charge the same prices.
Right.
Like there's so much more that goes into pricing your offerings than just charging the same thing as someone else.
Right. Your expertise, your actual style, like especially when it comes to branding, people have different styles, right? Or different levels of like what they do or what they're good at. And I would say too, that people invest in you. So this kind of goes back to that brand positioning where if you are showing up online as a strong brand, you really have your strategy figured out, your positioning, who you're talking to, what you sound like, and your visuals are spot on. Like you have this beautiful brand built, you've thought about it inside and out, and then you show your personality through that. Like we've had so many people hire us. Maybe they did find a brand designer or an SEO agency where they're like, I don't know, this agency might be able to do a little bit better, but I really love the vibe of Courtney and Abby and the team and that they've built. People have said that they've hired us so many times because they like us personally. So it's maybe like thinking about that too from copying competitors is that it's not apples to apples ever because people hire you as the person more often probably than the things that you do. But a combination of both of those obviously is clearly the winner.
Yeah. And it also comes down to like the pricing margins. You know nothing about the inside of their business.
Right.
How much does it actually cost them to run that service?
Exactly.
Are they paying anyone? Do they have employees? Do they have contractors? Do they white label with someone else behind the scenes? There's so many things that go into it. And so if we were just to go out there and be like, okay, what does a show it website cost? Like, let's see what it costs and for someone else, and then let's just charge the same amount. That is not going to work for us because we have a team of people that touch this project. And that one, you have to think about, okay, what are the profit margins of that? Of like, what's payroll going to be? How many hours are people spending on a project? And then also like, what services do we all use? We have certain services like Flow Map that we use for UX strategy. Right. This other person that I'm blindly choosing off the internet might not do UX strategy at all. Like they just might jump right into it. We sometimes use like XD to design files out flat. That's a whole different process. Like there's so many things that you have to sit down and look at in terms of your process of this package, how much it's actually going to cost you, and then understanding what your profit margin is.
Yeah, not just hours, not just the thing that you're building, but like the tools that you need to build it as well.
And it's really hard to know that from someone else because you might not be at the same stage of business.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's where like Instagram being the highlight reel can be really deceiving. Someone can look like they are really far along when they like have nothing going on behind the scenes.
Yes, exactly.
So all of these have the exact same root, is that you're letting fear make the decision instead of building this from an actual strategy. And so it's actually just like a little bit of anxiety management in disguise.
And we've been there, all three of these. Like we've absolutely been there at some point in our business. So if you're sitting there and you think that we haven't, that's not true. Yeah. We've been there with all of these, even to this day. Yeah, even to this day. I'm pretty sure I sent something to Abby, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. And I was like, do these numbers look good? I don't know. What should we charge for this thing? You know, so it's an ongoing conversation. It's not something that you're just going to magically figure out someday and it's going to stay the same forever. Because also year after year, things change. The economy changes. Things get more expensive. Things ebb and flow. Services might be, dwindling, or other services you have might be more of a priority or growing. So this is a constant thing that you're working through. And these fears are going to sneak in every once in a while.
Yeah. And I think it's really important to remember too that undercharging is actually going to repel the clients that you really want. So premium buyers are going to use price as an actual signal for quality. So low prices aren't going to attract them. If they see that you have a low price, they are immediately going to disqualify you and assume that your product is also low quality.
Yeah. Or they're not going to get what they need or expect or are looking to sign up for.
And the clients that are going to nickel and dime you, they're often the ones that are attracted by that low price in the first place. And so they're going to expect the world for as little as possible.
Yep. And we've had both. I think too, there's kind of an aha moment when you do have, let's say, we have a service that's called The Whole Dang Thing, and it's branding, it's SEO, it's not branding, but you have to sign up for a branding package. And then if you sign up for the website package, it's the whole thing. So it's UX strategy, it's SEO, it's your full show at website, which we build more robust websites than most typical agencies out there. And when we built this, it was a big premium service. And so we were like, okay, how do we price this? We figured out what that price needed to be. And then we got our first sale, like our first person that signed up for it. And we were like, wow, this works. Like we can do this. So it's kind of those aha moments too, when you build these. If you have one that's more premium and you're scared to put it out there because it is premium, put it out there. And then once you get your first lead and somebody buys that package or that service, then that it's probably priced in a good place. And then go through your first one, see if things change, or if you, kind of just try to figure out like, okay, did I, spend more in this? What did that look like?
And it's not going to be super efficient.
It's not going to be super efficient. No, but, and then we sold another package like that. And then we sold another. So we knew that there are premium buyers out there that want this package. So we knew that package worked. And then we can reevaluate it after 6 months, after a year. Does the price need to go up? So when you have somebody buy into one of those more premium packages, it's kind of, again, that aha moment. And it's kind of exciting because you're like, wow, this package is something that people are craving out there and we are worth it.
Yeah. So does your brand match your price tag? So let's go through a few things and actually make this a little useful, because I think we can all like nod our head and be like, yeah, we've definitely priced based on this before. So we have 4 things that we want you to look at, 4 different places where your brand is either going to back up your price or undermine it. And we want you to actually pull up your website, unless you're driving, while we talk through these, because this is going to just be a whole different conversation once you look at your stuff in real time. So number 1 is your visual identity.
Yeah. This is my favorite one, obviously. This is the most obvious one, but also the most avoided. So does what people see when they land on your actual site match what you're charging? Because a logo that you made in Canva 3 years ago, a year ago, maybe even yesterday, and a $4,000 package are telling 2 completely different stories. And that's kind of what we touched on when we first started the podcast episode. But your visual identity needs to match the quality and size of packages that you're offering. Because if somebody sees that you have a very DIY approach, then they are going to expect lower packages, not premium packages, because they're going to look at what you've done for your own brand and they're going to think that that's all you can do for their brand. So really making sure that that visual identity matches what it is that you're selling within your packages. So we're not saying you need to spend a fortune on branding. We get it. People, you need to start somewhere. We're saying that it needs to feel intentional and cohesive. When something looks like it's thrown together, people can feel it. They can see it. They might not be able to name it, but they feel it. And the moment they feel it, they're already doing the math on whether your price makes sense for them or not.
Yeah. And it's a confidence game too.
It is.
I mean, if you're not proud of your visual identity, you don't want to send people to your website, you are showing that you aren't confident in your business and what you have to offer. And if you aren't showing that confidence, no one's going to have confidence to hire you.
Right. We have a client right now.
It's a sucky conversation to even admit to yourself
that
it's true.
I just met with one of our brand clients just yesterday, actually, and he said the exact same thing. We were talking about his future brand vision, and he even said, he's like, I don't want to send people to my website. He's like, I'd rather tell them what I do over the phone or something and try to sell them that way. Because he said, I do not feel confident in my website. And he said the branding company that he worked with prior made him go the route that he did because they said, this is how people are only going to understand your brand if you do it this way. And they told him so many things that he had to do. He didn't have really much of a say in it. And I told him on the call yesterday, I was like, I disagree with them. I said, we can go this route. I think the route that you want to go is stronger personally. And he's like, wow, that is so refreshing to hear. So it's just, that's kind of a tangent.
As a business owner, you have to exude that confidence, and your brand has to be an extension of you.
Yes.
But also what makes you memorable about blending in with the industry? Nothing.
And that's what I told him. I was just like, well, if you look like brand X and brand Z and you guys are all in the same industry, I said, how does that make you unique? And he was like, yeah, that's a really good point. And
then you're battling on price. Yeah. You're battling on price only because nothing is different.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I don't like that at all.
No.
So number 2 is your copy. So I want you to read your services page right now and ask yourself, does this sound like someone who knows exactly what they're doing, or does it sound like someone who is hoping you'll say yes? Because there's a version of copy that's going to lead, and then there's a version of copy that's going to apologize. And most people are actually writing the second one without realizing it. So I have a few examples for you under a few different buckets just to show you how this comes to life, because I think we do it without realizing that our copy is being apologetic.
Yeah.
So first, if you're a photographer, imagine your headline is I love capturing special moments and would be so honored to be a part of your big day. I do my best to make everyone feel comfortable in front of the camera. Sounds okay, right? It sounds like, yeah, you're really passionate about what you do. But if you are going to exude confidence in what you do, you would say something like, I shoot weddings for couples who want photos that actually look like and feel like them. You'll have images you're still printing 20 years from now.
Sold.
Yeah, it's the same person, but it's completely different authority. The second one exudes confidence. The first one is kind of all about you. The second one is all about, I'm going to give you exactly what you want.
Right.
And you're going to love it.
Yep.
So bookkeeper. I help small business owners with their finances, and I really enjoy making numbers less scary for people. Sounds fine, right? But again, this is still all about you, kind of. So if we flip this and be a little bit more confident, I clean up the books, I close the gaps, and I make sure that you actually know where your money is going so that you can stop dreading tax season and start making real decisions. We've again flipped it. It's not about you is what you like to do and hope people will pay for.
It's what you give.
It's what you're
to your
doing
client.
for them.
Yes.
And you're so confident that you can say it out loud.
That first one had I's in it, and the second one started with I, but there was a ton of U's in there. So it was really pointing to what I can do for you and
Absolutely.
what I'm really good at.
Yeah. So one of these is going to make you feel like you are doing them a favor by hiring them, and the other makes you feel like you need them.
Yes.
I need you to fix this for me.
You were going to solve this problem in my life.
So one more is for a copywriter. So I write website copy and emails for businesses, and I love helping brands find their voice. Great. I'm so glad you love to do that. Now, if we flip it and we say, I write the words that turn browsers into buyers from website copy, emails, and launch sequences for service businesses who are tired of sounding like everyone else.
That makes you unique.
Yes, that's like, yeah, it identifies a pain point and it tells you what you're going to do. So this is where your copy shouldn't, like, it's okay to lead with I a little bit, but then it transfers into I do this for you.
Yes.
And I'm so confident in what I do that it's going to bring you X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is what your copy should be doing.
It's so much more descriptive.
Yeah.
And that descriptiveness also brings in that confidence. And I think it's also more powerful and it makes you more unique.
Yeah.
That first line, I write website copy and emails for businesses I love and love helping brands find their voice. Wah, wah. Like every other.
So tons of people do
Everybody
that.
could own that, right?
Yeah.
Like any copywriter could own that. What makes you different?
Yeah. Yeah. And these little like nuggets, I think it can be hard to look at our website copy in that lens. But even if you're not sure, you're like, I don't know, am I being apologetic? Take your copy and your headlines, or just like take your website, put it into Claude, put it into ChatGPT and say, hey, does my copy exude confidence, or does it make me sound like I'm maybe underselling, or I'm being apologetic, or whatever it may be? Like, is it exuding confidence? And if not, how can I do that better?
And the apologetic phrases too feel a little bit like a soft beg, like you're softly begging them.
Please hire me.
You're softly begging them to hire you. And that it's just, it can be a turnoff, but like the confidence and the descriptiveness of the examples that we gave you are just so much stronger, more unique, and they're gonna remember you.
Yeah, you're doing them a service they're gonna thank you for.
Yes.
Like, imagine that experience of, I'm not like going to at the end of the project be like, thank you so much for coming to me. Like, yes, we love our clients and we love to say that, but you want them to be like, we are so freaking thankful for you. Like, that is the experience.
Write your
that you
copy
want
in
to
that
exude.
mindset.
Yeah, for sure. Number 3 is going to be the experience of the website itself. So this one is kind of a little, like, people don't think about it. It's a little bit sneakier. So you can have a really beautiful brand and really great copy, but if your website is slow, it's hard to navigate, or it makes someone work really hard to find your service page, that whole experience is going to be more amateur than actually something that's luxurious. So think about the last time that you spent real money on something. Like, maybe it's a nice hotel, a great restaurant, a high-end service. That experience likely matched the price.
And if it didn't, then you were most likely leaving a bad review or upset or talking to the manager.
Your experience needs to match that too. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've gone to a sales page and their navigation menu disappears. And like, this used to be a strategy where the navigation disappears and it's like, now you got to stay on my sales page and you got to buy it.
I don't like
Like,
it. Nope.
No,
I'm out.
If someone wants to get off, they're going to get off. Like, don't try to sneakily get them to stay on a page by removing a way to navigate your website.
Nowadays, that honestly just pisses people off immediately.
Does, yeah.
We don't have time for that.
And then there's also like certain things that I've seen too, where it's like, ooh, we have horizontal scrolls. That's fun. And it's like, okay, yeah, great. That can be fun every once in a while, but still make sure you can navigate your website easily. Like, if someone gets stuck in a horizontal scroll and they're like, how do I get back? How do I go to this section?
Right.
Like, if anything feels hard to navigate, you're going to lose them and they're going to go away.
You're
going to
lose them in a
pissed off.
second too, because we all know that, what is it, like 3 seconds? Less than? Yeah.
It's like 1.3 now or something.
Your website it doesn't have time to be glitchy or confusing or misunderstood.
Yeah. No, there are so many times where if I'm like trying to purchase something even and I have a crap experience even getting into the cart,
I quit. I'm done.
I'm done. Like, if things are loading too slow, like even if it's my internet's fault, I'm just like, like, I get so mad and I close it out. And like, my phone is a piece of crap, so my phone's doing it all the time lately. And
you just need to send me those links and I'll be like, yeah, no, it loads real fast. It's good.
Yeah. So obviously you can't control that for someone else, but that like anger comes up in people when they're like trying to work with you. And they're like so mad that they can't. So I think it's really important to just gut check that on your website.
I feel like, you know what the worst pages are, which I kind of get it, but it's like when you find an ingredient page, like you're on Pinterest and you find a perfect ingredient, and then you go to that blog or that page or whatever, and then it's like, add this, blah, this, duh. And you're just like,
can't
I
even
just
read.
want to get to, and then sometimes you hit jump to recipe, but it doesn't jump to recipe. It goes to something else, or it wants
it's
to tell you
loading
something
too slow in the background.
Yeah, those are
The
the
recipe
worst.
ones are the absolute worst. There was this one website, I screenshotted it because I was like, this is so trashy. I can't even read a thing.
Wait, why did you screenshot it? What were you doing with it?
I was going to email them. In my head, I was going to I didn't because of course, whatever. But I wanted to email them and be like, this experience is crap and you need to fix it. Like, not even a selling point. I just wanted to be like, do you know this? Like, because I understand ads are a way for a lot of these recipe companies to make money.
And I do get that. But some of these sites, it's not the ads.
No. Well, yeah, some of them is bad. But sometimes there's so many ad placements like this one, you literally couldn't see anything.
Get anywhere.
You couldn't see a thing. Oh, it made me so mad.
So I'm sorry if you are a recipe influencer or whatever,
test
food
your
blogger
website.
or whatever. Yeah.
Test it. You have to test it yourself. I know there's so many times where we do our website and then we never go to it again, but every once in a while you need to navigate your website.
Yeah. I was literally on our website this morning and I was like, oh shoot, that needs to change. Okay.
Yeah, it's a never ending job, but it's so important. And we've talked about that on the podcast too with website maintenance days and things like that. Like, spend time in your website. It's not a one and done thing. And then the very last one is your social proof.
I like this one.
Yes. So it's not just whether you have testimonials, but it's what your testimonials are actually saying. So are your testimonials saying something like, she was so easy to work with and she was so sweet, or wow, this was like a great price. Like, you don't want to discount.
I don't.
Yeah, those are hard.
Don't
those
talk
are
about
hard.
prices.
Yeah. So what's going to close people at a premium price point is specificity.
That's quite the word.
I know it is. I love it though. I love that word. It's like fun to say. It's like
kind of is.
What is the
San
Francisco, like from Elf. Remember?
Yes.
Francisco. Francisco. Yeah. Anyway, so you want people to say, we redid our website with Duo and then booked 3 new clients in the first month. That's the kind of proof you want.
Yep.
You want results. You want proof. You want all of that inside your testimonials so that people actually say like, oh, they're not just doing the service, but the service is actually giving me something and it's converting.
And if you are a service-based business, we send out, emails when we're done with working with clients and ask them very specifically when we ask them to give us a review. We have a templated email, but it says in there, oh gosh, what does it say exactly, Abby? It says something along the lines of, if you were on the fence about
what would you tell someone who was on the fence about working with us
on fill in the blank service? Yes. And so that helps them to write a very specific testimonial versus, how was your experience with us?
Yeah.
Yep. Or like, how did you like working with us? That's so vague and it doesn't make them think about it. So we kind of switch their mindset up by like, if somebody was on the fence about working with us on branding, what would you tell them?
Yeah. And we do, so for SEO, we sometimes send testimonials after we've worked together, but then we'll send reminders or we'll build case studies on really big SEO projects after we've had like 6 months of results. And that's where you can be like, hey, look what we're seeing. Like, we're adding this case study to our website. Would you mind updating your review, or would you mind just emailing us an update to the review so that we can put it along with the case study? And the beautiful thing is you're giving people backlinks on your website because you're featuring them on the blog. So it's like,
it's a win-win for
everybody. It's a win-win. But those are things where it's like you can get actual results in that because you're telling them what those results are. So it can be a little bit trickier to do that for branding. But those are questions you can also prompt. Like, you can also be like, so, like, how are you feeling afterwards? Do you feel like it's making an impact in X, Y, and Z? Like, are people booking and saying things like this? Like, sometimes people don't even realize that the brand is actually helping them book more clients, but it is. Like, we see it because we're brand experts, but in terms of like other people who aren't, you sometimes need to prompt them and be like, hey, is X, Y, and Z happening? And if it is, then you can you have a story to tell.
Right. Exactly.
So this can also come to life just in like a survey. You can like send out a survey automatically to your clients after you're done working with them and ask questions like that so that you have that information just like in your arsenal.
Yeah, we do that every once in a while. We should probably do it a little bit more, but it's just nice to know, how things worked, what they thought, where things can be improved. So obviously you can just only continue to make those services high quality.
Yeah. So those are the 4 things of, does your brand really match your price tag? Your visual identity, your copywriting, and your experience, the whole website experience, and then your social proof. These are the things that really make the difference of, okay, if a stranger comes to your website, are they going to feel like your price point is justified? And go from there. So let's talk about how you should actually raise your prices without blowing up your business.
Yes. The first one, the grandfather myth. You don't owe existing clients your old prices forever. I think we need to insert that GIF. Forever.
Yeah.
I think this is, I don't know if we've ever ran into.
No, this is more for like retainer. I'd say
Yeah.
if you have retainer packages, it can feel really hard to increase, or like monthly packages, like you charge X amount a month, like bookkeepers or
you feel
blog
like
writing,
you owe them.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was this. This is where I have
so
to
it's
stay
this
forever. Yeah.
And it's just not true. Like I think there is a fair way and a not fair way to do it. And yes, when you raise your prices, you will ultimately lose some people. And that is what it is. But I think you can give your people time. You say, hey, in 3 months, this is what's happening. And here's why, like transparency behind it. Like, and it doesn't even need to be, oh, I'm raising my prices and I'm going to give you more.
No,
That's not the point of this.
No,
you're raising your prices because the economy, like,
because you're
moly.
having another kid.
Yeah.
Because your life is changing.
Yeah. Like how maybe you hired a team. So ultimately this person is going to get more support than they had before because now you have more people on your team.
Yeah.
That also costs you more.
There's multiple reasons why
there's so
you have
many
to raise your prices.
reasons, but it's something where if you struggle with like, how do I communicate this? This is what you can use AI to kind of help you problem solve of like how to communicate it. But you do not owe them this like justified low budget price.
And
Things
again,
have
don't
changed. Your experience has changed. Like,
and don't be apologetic. Like this is not a time to be like, I'm so sorry. I understand that this might be hard for you, but don't be apologetic. You never have to apologize for raising your prices for whatever reason it might be.
It's the confidence of I'm charging more because this is frickin' worth it. And I know it now.
Yes. Again,
and like
back to confidence.
Yep. Yeah. So make sure that you honor their loyalty and don't self-sabotage yourself. Like do it in a way that makes sense for your business. And then also just know you might lose some people and that's okay.
But you also will probably keep a lot of people too, and you'll gain people. And the ones who are truly like really appreciate your worth, they're going to be the ones that are loyal to you for years.
Yeah. So there's also like you can do things in phases. So you do not have to raise your prices and announce it in a big way. Like you don't have to do that. It can be like a very subtle.
Right.
You can just start quoting the new rate. I don't care if you had a call yesterday and now your rates went up today. Do not care.
Yeah.
Like it is.
Now your rates are higher.
Yes. Like, and a lot of times we used to do this at the very beginning of like, okay, we book X number of projects at this price point, we're going up. Because every time you work on a new project and a new service, you are getting more efficient, you are getting smarter, you are getting more experience, you are getting more
confident.
Yeah. That experience is actually beneficial to the people that are buying after them because
they're
getting more.
Every time it gets a little bit better.
Yeah. And so they're getting more from you. So you shouldn't feel, again, apologetic about raising your prices. Like it's just something you have to do. So you get more clients, you increase your prices. That's it. You update it on your page. You don't need to be like, prices are going up, so hurry up and sign up. Like That's a marketing tactic.
Mm-hmm.
Fine if you want to do it, go for it.
I don't really know
But-
how many people really like
Yeah.
buy into that anymore either.
Yeah.
Or if you do that, just-
Again, this is the whole like discount people bring problems kind of
Yes.
thing, you know? So, again, you don't have to announce it. You just do it. If you feel like you're underselling right now, just start charging more.
and
Increase it.
if you feel like you have to announce it, that might be a confidence problem.
Yep.
That, you know what I mean? Like if you feel like you have to tell everybody, then just step into your confidence.
Yeah. Yeah. So another kind of thing that people do that we don't usually recommend is that basically raising your prices before your brand catches up. People will feel the mismatch. So if you are getting an upgrade to your brand because you're listening to us right now and you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, my DIY brand is not pushing the luxury anymore, and I know it needs help, and I know I need an updated website, or I need an updated brand suite, or whatever it may be, or my voice. I don't have a brand voice and I sound like everyone else and I need to sound different. So make sure that you wait.
Do it in the right order.
Yeah, do it in the right order. I would not raise your prices and then launch your brand. I would launch your brand with new prices.
Yes.
All together, all at one time.
It's a perfect time to launch.
Yeah.
It's a perfect time to raise your prices, actually. We should have that conversation more with all the people that we work for from a branding perspective and website, because after you have all of that solidified and your confidence is there and you really shine through with that expertise, with your visuals, with your copy, with your website, all of that allows you to raise your prices.
Yeah. So the ideal sequence is going to be get your brand refresh done, update your positioning and your copy, make sure it's exuding that confidence that you feel after your brand is updated, and then raise your prices.
Yes.
And that's kind of like the beautiful feeling. And you're going to feel so much more confident because you are evolving as a business owner throughout that process too.
You're finally going to want to send people to your website and be like, yeah, work with me.
Finally. And then the last one is you test it. So you raise your prices and you quote your new rate on the next 3 inquiry calls and you see the responses. Are people surprised? Are people like booking? Are people asking more questions? Are people wanting payment plans? That's okay too. Like if you're cool with payment plans, but you increase your prices, take it. That's great. So remember too, one no is not going to be like, that's not going to be data.
That's not for you to be like, oh my gosh, it didn't work out. Go back.
Yeah. So something like, say you have 3 inquiry calls, one person says no, the other 2 people are maybe on the fence. That doesn't that's maybe means something, but maybe not. I would say if you get 3 no's in a row and people didn't hesitate, okay, then that's maybe a signal that we're too high.
Yep.
Like you need to have a little bit more data than just one person.
Exactly.
Don't take the first person and be like, well, they didn't sign up, I need to go back down.
Give it a little while.
Yeah, give it some time. And then also make sure you're comparing it to your existing lead conversion rate. So how many projects do you typically sign a month? Is it matching that? Is it slightly under? Because the more you increase your prices, typically the less number, like you're going to book less people.
Yes.
But you're going to be making the same, if not more revenue.
Yes.
You should be making more.
Yes,
So
exactly.
So that's something to keep in mind too, is that your lead conversion rate might go down slightly, but you will be making more revenue at the end of it. So
Yes. So the next thing that we're going to talk a little bit about is the mindset stuff that nobody wants to admit is the real blocker. So we got a couple of these here. And the first one that I think we all kind of struggle with sometimes is the I'm not worth that yet. And again, Abby and I have been here, but there's no certification that unlocks permission to charge more. There is no rule. There's no certification. You don't have to fill any paperwork out. You have to decide your worth first, right? If you're worth it first. And again, that's where that confidence comes in and everything that you offer within that service. Clients don't pay for your years of experience. They pay for the outcome that you deliver, which again comes through in that copy and that confidence that you have on your website, on a call, whatever it might be. If people paid for years of experience, Abby and I would be billionaires.
yeah, right. I know. The years of experience gives people that trust, like, oh, okay, they must know what they're doing. But if someone had, they just entered the market and they're crushing it in whatever they do, and like the outcome that they deliver is off the walls, I don't give a crap where they worked before.
No.
Like, I don't care.
I don't think people even look at years of experience anymore. People even ask that question.
I don't know.
And some
It's
people could be working in an industry for 20 years and still be meh. Some people could be working in it for 2 years and soar. Like years of experience doesn't mean anything.
The only person that cares about years of experience is Mr. Google. Because they want authority under your domain. They're the only person that cares. So yes, you should still put it on your about page. You should still put it somewhere because it wants to see that. But people, they don't deserve years of experience to match a price point. That doesn't matter. So when it comes to like when you think of SEO and selling, it's like two totally different things. Another one is my market can't afford it yet. So you think about your audience. And if that is the problem, then I would say your audience is the problem versus it actually being like your brain thinking that people can't afford it. So if your audience can't afford your prices, you might be marketing to the wrong person.
Or you might be marketing to the wrong level within your audience, right? Yeah. Like Abby and I, we could be going after, people who are like just starting 5 days into their business, super DIY. Or we could be going after people who are in their businesses for 5 to 10 years who are looking to scale for the next 5 to 10 years. There's a vast range that we could be working with. We have to figure out where and how we get that audience to come to us depending on where our services fall.
Yeah. One of the things that we say on our website services page is like the main headline is we build big websites.
Yeah. So if you're here for something real small, we're not your people.
We're not your people. And that's okay. Like we know those aren't our people. We don't want those projects.
Right.
So that's something where we build big websites for people that want to be found online. Like
and it might sound offensive to some people, but like, again, those are the people that we probably don't want to work with.
There's someone else out there that's perfect for you.
Yes.
Like go find them.
Yes.
So that's where you need to have, like, if you are thinking my market can't afford it, you have a positioning and a messaging problem.
Yes.
And you need to fix that first.
Yes. And the last one here is someone else is charging less. So again, kind of that.
Good. That's what I say. Good.
And again, this is that comparison spiral. You cracked me up.
Yeah.
You're not competing with the cheapest option. You're competing for the client who wants the best option. So different prices serve different buyers. Both can be right. You just need to be clear about which one you are.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're never going to Fiverr. Like, I'm sorry. Someone's always going to be cheaper than you because they exist on Fiverr.
I don't want to talk
like,
about Fiverr. Now you just made me angry.
Sorry.
Just kidding.
But like, imagine if you had to compete with that. Like the person that is getting their logo done on Fiverr is not the person that we are going to work with.
We've had
at least right now.
We've
like
had
maybe they'll come to us 5 years later and be like, I shouldn't have done that.
We've had people, very few, but there have been people where they're like, well, like I can get a logo at Fiverr for this. I'm like, yeah, sure you can, but you ain't gonna get what you get from us.
Yeah.
Like I can guarantee
that. And those
that.
are normally the people where they're like, they just came for SEO. And this comes back to the issue of like, does your environment match your pricing?
Yes, exactly.
And like they're like, okay, like, yep, I did all of my brand work, like, did all of that on Fiverr. Like now I need SEO and I'm going after a luxury market. And I'm like,
your Fiverr logo doesn't show that.
Doesn't match.
No.
But yeah. And those are like, it's just hard conversations to have with yourself of like, is this actually like running that stranger test of what do people actually see? So, okay, this was a long one, but there was so many.
I know. I'm sitting over here like, what are we at? Like an hour and a half?
I know. I'm hungry. So here's what we want you to remember. We want you to remember that price resistance is usually a brand alignment problem, and you need to fix the perception gap first. So that's number one, pricing. If you're struggling with that, it's typically going to be a branding problem, which seems bizarre, but it's so true.
And we can help you with that.
Yeah. Undercharging doesn't make you more accessible. It actually makes you less credible to the clients that you actually want.
Yes.
The people you want are going to not be attracted by your low prices.
Don't steer them away by having low prices.
Yeah. So confidence, again, the confidence in charging what you're worth. And then finally is you don't need a big announcement. If you're sitting here listening to this and you're like, I know I've been needing to increase my prices, do it today.
Yeah. We don't talk
Today,
about
now.
when we do it. Sometimes Abby does it and then a week later she's like, oh, I increased the price on that. And I'm like, oh,
I know.
cool.
I'll be like, hey, I added $1,000 to that package last week.
Yep.
Great. Like,
Do it. Be done.
do it today, because if you have that feeling of like, yes, I know I am undercharging, then stop. What are you waiting for?
Yeah,
Like
do it.
we are giving you permission to do it right now. So run off and take all the nuggets from this episode, increase your prices and make more money. Okay?
Yay.
Okay, bye.
It's time for a refill. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Duo on Air.
If you loved hanging out with us today, here are 3 quick ways to support the show. 1, subscribe so you never miss a new episode.
2, share this episode with a biz bestie and tag us on Instagram at duo.collective.
And 3, leave a review because we love hearing from you.
Finally, keep sharing your episode ideas. We love creating content for you. Head over to duocollective.com to catch up on all the latest episodes, brand and website makeovers, SEO tips, and so much more.
See you there. Let's duo this thing called business together.